Hello everyone, this is Meshwa Sakarya. I am a student of CEPT University and I will be giving a presentation for my studio project. As a part of Studio 1 construction project formulation and appraisal, we had to carry out feasibility study for upcoming waste to energy plant in Ahmedabad. This portfolio includes technical analysis, choosing by advantage and project compliances. The plant is expected to process 1000 tons per day of mixed waste to generate 14.9 megawatts of electricity. So what is the need for waste to energy plant? The main aim of Ahmedabad city is to achieve zero waste target by adopting 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. By adopting it, 80% of the resource recovery can be achieved. For the remaining 20%, we are left with two options, that is treatment of waste or dumping the waste into landfills. A waste to energy project proves to be beneficial over landfill as it utilizes the municipal solid waste to process and produce energy in the form of electricity, heat or fuel, thus reducing the harmful effects of combustion. So first is technical analysis. Technical analysis is the analysis of all the technical aspects of the project, which includes material inputs and utilities, plant capacity, layout and construction along with machineries and equipments. For technical analysis, the approach was first technological identification was done, then technical analysis, types and equipments required and site layout and details. So for this we considered four types of technologies. First is RDF, that is refuse derived fuel. It is particularly combustible waste and is then converted to pellets which can be used as a fuel for waste to energy plant to produce steam and electricity. Next is pyrolysis. It is an endothermic process done in the absence of oxygen and the main byproducts of this are gas, liquid and char. The table here represents the existing processing facilities in Ahmedabad. Third type of technology is gasification. Gasification is the partial combustion of organic substances which is done at high temperatures and is exothermic in nature. And the last one is incineration. The main aim of incinerator facility is to reduce the MSW mass and to combust it without the requirement of providing extra energy for burning. So based upon the technological options mentioned above, the scoring model has been prepared considering three criteria. First is technical criteria. For the technological criteria, we considered the parameters like land requirement, waste quantity, which can be managed by a single facility, requirement for segregation prior to technology, then rejects and the potential for direct energy recovery and technology maturity. Second is financial criteria. Under that, we considered capital investment and market for byproducts as a parameter. Then the third is managerial criteria. In that, we considered labor requirement. So after considering all these criteria, incineration was getting the highest score, that is 173, and therefore it is the best suitable method for waste to energy plant. Based upon the types of incinerators, comparison was done in order to find the best alternative. Mainly incinerators are classified into following types: rotary kiln incinerator, moving rate incinerator and fluidized bed incinerator. Here we have shown the table which consists of all the parameters. First is handling capacity, second is waste, third is temperature, fourth is pre-processing, and we have also taken into account the merits and demerits of all the types of incinerators. So from this we can infer that for generating electricity, high calorific value waste is required, which is only possible in dry waste. The waste processing amount for moving grade incinerator is more as compared with rotary kiln and fluidized bed incinerator, and moving grade incinerator can handle variations in waste composition. So it is the best for our plant. Here we have also shown the site layout and details for the plant. Next is CBA, that is choosing by advantage. It is a lean tool in construction which helps in selecting one best suitable alternative among all the available alternatives. For this, discussion was carried out among client, designer, contractor and facility operator. So here we have considered two design problems. First is CBA for roofing material. The factors for this are tensile strength, yield strength, thermal expansion, thermal resistance, fire resistance, solar reflectance index, lifespan, weight, hardness and sound absorption. So for all these factors, we defined the attributes, advantage and importance of advantage score to compare them, and after comparison we found that the two materials which we selected, one was galvanized steel sheet and another was galvalume sheet. So galvalume sheet got the highest score, that is 575, and so it can be selected as a roofing material. Second design problem was flue gas treating system, and two alternatives which were selected for the same were electrostatic precipitators and baghouse filters. Here we have shown the pictures for all the two different types of design problems. Then after cost comparison was carried out, so for the design problem 1, that is roofing material, the graph is shown here which clearly shows that galvanum sheets have comparatively less cost and considerably more importance of advantage score as compared to galvanized steel sheet, that is 575, which is 445 times more than galvanized steel. Hence galvanum sheets can be chosen as a roofing material. So when for the second design problem, as the graph shows, ESP's operative cost is considerably less than bag filter even though its capex cost is more, but in a longer term, electrostatic precipitators would be cheaper. An importance of advantage score is shown in this table. The value for ESP is 210 times more than that of bag filter, hence ESP can be used as a flue gas treating system for particulate matter. Next is project compliances. Project compliances is a procedure to ensure that every organization follows relevant laws and regulations. The permissions that are to be taken for the waste to energy plant are enlisted along with the approving authority. So the major approvals which are required are environmental clearance, EIA, that is environmental impact assessment, consent to establish, then power line height clearance, industrial approval, then approval of electricity supply and water supply, construction of building plan approval, then operating license for processing the plant and consent to operate are required, and the registration under Employees Provident Fund is also required. So we can infer that the preparation of EIA or the environmental clearance is the most crucial in the inception phase. The approval of building plan plays an important role in the implementation phase, and the delay in the approval can cause the project to stall. And once the plant is constructed, its trial and testing is carried out in next 2-3 months before it's fully operational. So the consent to operate and operating license for processing the plants are important for the plant to begin its operation and getting the revenues. So at last, conclusion. Technical analysis. So from technical analysis, we concluded that incineration is the best technology for WTE plant. From choosing the advantage, which is the best lean tool, we considered that galvanum can be selected as a roofing material and electrostatic precipitator can be selected for flue gas treatment of particulate matter. And the third is project compliances. Project compliances plays an important role, thereby ensuring relevant laws and regulations, and the verifications from the authorities helps in preventing future problems. So every exercise done in this studio was aimed at finding the best way to approach the establishment of a WTE plant by studying similar projects and analyzing alternatives to select the best one based upon the primary and secondary sources of data. It was concluded that the waste to energy project was required in the city of Ahmedabad and the best technology would be incineration. All the required necessary approvals were undertaken for proper functioning of the plant, and the conceptualization to the finishing of the construction will take around 4 years, and in the end it was concluded that the project is feasible and it will be beneficial to the city.